Occam's razor is why you have people that simplify things in front of them that don't make sense to simplify. Like medical issues. Like if you're a doctor, don't use Occam's razor so much. Like if someone comes in there for like persistent muscle weakness, like don't do that. For example, it took me like 3 years to get diagnosed with limb-girdle muscular dystrophy because of the fact that so many of the doctors I met are using that Occam's razor logic, which I get why they want to. And that is why I actually don't have much sympathy for it, because the reason why you want to is because you denigrate those around you, especially in the community in which I live with the kind of crime rate and the kind of specific problems centered around this area. So, point being, stop with the Occam's razor thing. I get it. The simplest thing with the least amount of explanation is probably that's not the case when it comes to like biological fucking issues that we have yet to actually fully understand or research. No, there is now someone with fascioscapular humeral muscular dystrophy, and they are a rock climber. I remember when I was first going to a neurologist about this, a separate one than the one who suggested I might have muscular dystrophy. Okay. This is before I had genetic testing. I remember we thought, maybe he's got FSHD. So I was sent to a head of neurology where I am, all right? Like a big state hospital kind of thing, okay? And this old fuck, okay, I know his name too, all right? Yeah, that shit lives in my head. This old fuck is like, well, if you had FSHD, you couldn't drum. Bitch, there's a fucking rock climber. Eat my goddamn dick. Eat it. Being hyperbolic, obviously, by the way, YouTube. But point is, head of neurology don't mean you know shit. Doesn't mean you know shit. It means maybe you're a dickhead who had money and was able to pay someone to do your homework for like 20 fucking years. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Obviously, that's probably not the case, but that is one prime example of someone who is taking their personal bias about like someone using Google or something to start learning different things. Because I had to go through like a whole thing where I had to self-research a lot of my disease before I got genetic testing. And the only reason I even got started on the path of figuring out I had limb-girdle muscular dystrophy is because my first neurologist was like, could you have dystrophy? And I was like, I thought you had to be born with that. And he was like, no. I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, I can develop it anytime. I was like, huh? And he was like, yeah, we're going to test your creatine. And I was like, huh? And then it came back high, and I was like, huh? And so we got started on a whole trail. And then I went to that neurologist, the other one, and he's like, you just couldn't have any variant of this and then also be drumming. I'm a dumbass. So anyways,